Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to those in the room and again to those on YouTube watching our meeting, this regular City Commission meeting, January 12th, 2026. It is good to have you here and watching. We'll start with roll call.
Benson. Here. Birch.
Present.
Brunick.
Here.
Sarda.
Here.
Conkling.
Here.
Hanoff.
Here.
Mosier. Spencer.
Here.
Mayor Villanueva.
Here.
City Manager Leon. Here. City Attorney Denherter.
Here.
Thank you, Lisa. Next item of business would be to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of December 18th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes. Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any commission discussion? Anyone from the public? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Okay, next, schedule of bills. Before you are the bills to be paid. Do I have a motion?
Move to pay the bills.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any commission discussion? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Benson. Aye. Birch.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye. Motion passes. Bills will be paid. And next we have the city manager's report.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of the commission and public. Our honors of the, okay, it's been a while. Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of the commission and the public. Our mission is working together to provide exemplary experiences, services, and spaces that create opportunities for everyone to learn, engage, and thrive. If you will, please take out your calendars. Commission want to remind you of a couple of things and ask you a couple questions. The Thrive annual meeting is Friday, January 30th. It's at, registrations at 11 a.m., and then lunch served at 11:30, along with a presentation scheduled to go till 1 o'clock. That's at the River Rock Events Center. Jean was happy to register you. If you would like to go, please let her know, just notifying also the media that there could be a quorum present. Thrive holds an annual meeting every year, and so we are invited to attend. If you would like to attend, please let Jean know. Also, would like to visit with you about when you would like to have a work session associated with the library. Dana and I would like to visit with you about the project and some of the things that have been brought forward with the project. We will be holding a meeting with the library board here this week, and I would like to be able to tell them when I'll be able to visit with you. Doesn't have to be on an off Monday, can be. Could also be a different night. We would just have to schedule the meeting room. We're suggesting late February or late March due to some already scheduled time off in early March. Just wondering what the commission's pleasure is there. We could also go before a regular meeting, but I know that could run into some folks' work schedules. So just wondering what the commission's pleasure is there.
Commission, what do you think?
I'd vote for late March.
Okay. Anybody object to late March? And should we do it before the meeting, or should we have a completely different day? Looking for your input.
Our meetings in March are the 9th of March and the 23rd of March, so we could do the 16th or the 30th.
Okay. How about, what is the 16th?
It's a Monday. Those are the Mondays.
Okay. 16th of March, does that sound good to everybody? We'll do it at 6 o'clock?
I realize it's early now, but
Doesn't the Parks Board meet?
we have,
Oh.
Parks would be at 5:30, probably. So we could do it after Parks, or we could do it on the 30th. I mean, nobody's putting a shovel in the ground anywhere now, so the 30th would be okay.
Would it be, is it 2 weeks after the 30th where we would have
Another meeting?
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
the
would
April-
it would be another 2 weeks?
Yeah, the
So
April
that-
meeting
That
would-
would kind of make sense, and that as far as
Okay.
the timing of that, we're not going week after week.
Okay. If March 30th would be okay, we'll plan for that tentatively at 6 o'clock. I'll see that the meeting room's available. And then Dana and I will also be reaching out to you, and probably particularly also Commissioner Birch, since he is the liaison. If you would like to visit with us more one-on-one, take a tour of the library, come to the library and have a little more conversation before we have that work session, that might be helpful to you as well. Probably by that time, the library will have conducted some of its listening sessions. I don't think those are quite planned yet, but I think the library board will be starting to talk about that pretty seriously here now in the new year. So, okay, thank you for taking time to look at your calendars on that. Wanted to let the commission know as well that our next regular meeting, January 26th, we'll be bringing back the recycling. We haven't forgot about that. Working on some numbers, trying to figure out how to best present those numbers to you based on your feedback from December. And so we'll bring that back to the agenda and look for your direction there. And then also wanted to let you know that the mayor and I participated in a first-class mayor's meeting. We heard the governor's proposal for his property tax relief bill. We're able to get a little more explanation on that. We do have a PowerPoint associated with that from the Bureau of Finance, as well as Department of Revenue. If you'd like to see that, we can share that. I can share that with you. Not the only proposal that I think that you will see this session. Also, the league has a legislative impact committee, just a team that will comment on bills, et cetera. I didn't sign up to be on it, but I'm on the listserv. So I'll be on that team. There's a lot of folks, municipal folks on that team. If you're interested in that or would like to be a part of that listserv, I'm sure we can put you on that. Just an opportunity to comment on bills that come out that may impact cities, and sometimes the league has questions as to how those would be implemented if passed, or what tweaks we would make, et cetera. So that's all I have, unless there's questions for me, Mayor.
Questions for the city manager, commissioners? Yes.
Not so much a question, just a kind of a comment. Right after the commission information memorandum in the packet, there is the Parks Board report, and I track those numbers from month to month, attendance at things like the Huther facility and Summit Center. And for the third straight year, the Summit Center has broken its attendance record. We had a little over 90,000 last year in 2024. 2025, we had a little over 95,000, so that's a nice increase of 5,000. And also, the total active memberships at the end of December was 1,200, which is about 200 more than the end of December 2024. So things are on the right track at the summit, and about once a year I like to just kind of share those statistics. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. I think we'll also have an annual update from Lisa and Luke, financial update as well, coming in probably April. And I think a lot of that we can attribute to the staff's hard work out there, the programming and the things they're doing there, and also the work towards implementing the recommendations of the committee that was formed. We haven't been able to do everything that we want to yet. Hopefully we'll be able to, but certainly Luke and his team out there have done a lot to focus on maximizing membership and trying to be responsive to what the members are looking for. So thank you for bringing that up.
I also have one question. With next week with Martin Luther King Day, will that impact city refuse collection?
No, that is not a observed holiday at the city of Yankton, so Monday routes will remain. Our solid waste and recycling will be as scheduled. The library is closed. They close that day, and they have an in-service training day for their staff on Martin Luther King Day. The Summit Activity Center is open also, and City Hall is open.
Yes, Commissioner, go ahead.
One more follow-up comment on those attendance numbers. I would like to point out for those who don't know that of that 95,000, about a third of that is Great Life members who pay a fee to use the summit. So the fact that Great Life announced not too long ago that they're no longer going to be part of the Mount Marty facility means we may see even more increase there.
I think we will, and I think Todd and Luke have plans to visit with Great Life, because that's an opportunity for us even to do more at the summit perhaps, and might be a little crowded in the facility, but that's what you want when you're trying to run a business. That's a good problem.
Anything else, commissioners? Okay, see no lights pop on. Next, we're going to have number 5 under routine business. We'll have public appearances. Again, this is the time for anyone to come up to the microphone and address the commission for an item that is not on the agenda. I will open up the mic right now. Okay, I'm seeing no movement in the room. We'll go ahead and move on to consent items. So the first item under consent items is the volunteer firefighter list. Number 1, consideration of memorandum number 26-01, recommending that the City Commission approve the attached current list of volunteer firefighters and include the list in the minutes of January 12th, 2026 City Commission meeting. And then item number 2 under consent items, FY 2025 Auditor's Agreement, consideration of memorandum number 26-07, recommending that the City Commission approve the engagement letter with Williams & Company, P.C. to perform the audit for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and authorize the mayor and the city manager to execute the agreement on behalf of the city. Commission, what's your pleasure?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? And I will be abstaining as I am on the volunteer firefighter list, so I'll abstain. Okay, that passes. Okay, next we have old business, and there is no old business to report at this time. We will move on to new business. And item number 1 under new business is to establish the no parking on Walnut Street. Consideration of memorandum number 26-02, recommending that the City Commission approve resolution number 26-01, which would establish no parking on the west side of Walnut Street from 8th Street south for a total distance of 102 feet. Now, I'm sure this won't be controversial, but I'm going to ask Adam to come up and just kind of explain to us what we're doing, why we're doing it, so people know before I take a motion. Thanks.
Yes, good evening. This location, there's the business on the west side of Walnut has a loading dock. And if there's vehicles parked near the entrance of that loading dock, it makes it difficult for his deliveries to happen. So he's came with a request to establish no parking zone at that location.
Makes sense. And there's probably plenty of parking then for the contact center is there on the other side of the
Yes, there's
street.
plenty of on-street parking. I believe they have the off-street parking as well at their facility, so.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, commissioners, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any commission discussion? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Birch.
Aye.
Prunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Item number 2 under new business, establish the no parking on 19th Street. Consideration of memorandum number 26-03, recommending that the City Commission approve resolution number 26-02, establishing no parking on the south side of 19th Street, east of Summit Street, for a distance of 180 feet. And again, Adam, I'll ask you just to explain what that's about again.
Yeah, again, this is associated with truck semi-deliveries. Northern Extrusion has a number of semi-deliveries that ingress and egress out of their driveway entrance, which this no parking would be established around. And then there's also loading docks across the street on the north side at those businesses as well. So just make it a little easier for the semi-traffic to maneuver in and out of those locations.
Okay, thank you. Okay, commissioners, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any more commission discussion? See no mics pop on. Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Birch.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Item number 3, under new business, the airport hangar land lease agreement transfer. Consideration of memorandum number 26-04, recommending that the City Commission approve resolution number 26-03, and the assigned land lease agreement to transfer the airport hangar number 15 land lease from Chris Nelson to Kim McClory. Commissioner, what's your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Commission, any discussion on this? Seeing no mics pop on. Anyone from the public? Seeing no movement, roll call.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Birch.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Next, number 4 under new business, weather camera system for the Chain Gurney Municipal Airport. Consideration of memorandum number 26-05, recommending that the City Commission approve the purchase of a weather camera system in the amount of $15,923.94 from Airport Weather Camera Systems of Ashley, North Dakota. And before I do take a motion on this, Adam, would you explain, this isn't just a camera per se, or is what does this do?
So this is a camera that shows all directions of the horizon from the airport. And what this does is it allows pilots that are planning their routes to Yankton to see the current actual weather in Yankton real time. So it's just camera that shows the horizon, basically. They have them installed in Sturgis at that airport. They're going to install some at Spearfish. And as the memo said, the state identified 15 airports in South Dakota that they'd like to see these at, and Chain Gurney was one of them. So,
Okay,
and this is the South Dakota Aeronautics Commission will reimburse for 75% of this cost, and then the other 25 will come from our airport fuel tax fund.
wonderful.
So,
Okay, thanks for that explanation. Commissioners, do I have a motion?
I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any more commission discussion, or any commission discussion? See no mics pop on. Anyone from the public? See no movement? Roll call.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Birch.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Item number 5, review of our open meeting laws. Consideration of memorandum number 26-06, recommending that the City Commission make a motion that they have reviewed the 2025 South Dakota open meeting law and direct finance officer Yardley to record the action in the official minutes. So Amy, I will have you.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of the commission. As we did last year, you'll recall that recent state law change that we must annually review the conducting the public's business, which is the guide to South Dakota open meetings. It's in your packet, but I believe you all were handed the guide. It's also for the public's benefit on the Attorney General's website and has been updated for the 2025 year. Basically talks about all the laws pertaining to how public bodies can do their business and how they have to do their business. So all of the items pertaining to quorum and providing notice of meeting, that we have to make sure that we're providing 24 hours notice. Also, the guidelines pertaining to executive session, how that applies to recording meetings, all those things. I won't go through everything, but there's a good frequently asked questions section there that offers a good explanation for common questions. They also have a guide to the laws pertaining to open meetings. I do want to point out that there's already been some discussion about some bills that might impact this for next year if passed. So we may have tweaks and changes to this every year, and I'll try to bring those up as and if they change. But nothing was changed from where you saw this last year. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew that next year we could see some changes if any of those tweaks are made. And I think those have to do with executive session. We'll see how this legislative session goes. But We do want it recorded in our minutes that you have received this and you've reviewed this, and the public knows that you have this information and that you've reviewed it. So Ross can probably answer questions about open meetings law better than I can, but so if you have questions, I'll probably defer them to him. But otherwise, it's just something for you to review and always keep. So I like to keep it in my desk drawer here to always have a little reminder of how important it really is that we follow those procedures. If you don't follow the procedures, we could get reported to the Attorney General's office. There's actually an Open Meetings Commission who would then hear a case against us if we were to be in violation of that. And that does happen. So we have to be careful that we follow those rules.
Yes, most definitely. We want to follow those rules. Ross, in our packet here, it does say that we believe that these laws also apply to the Yankton Planning Commission, the Community Library Board of Trustees, and the Joint Powers Association, just so we're all on that same page.
Yes, those are the boards that we have that exercise sovereign powers, as they say. So one thing that this has been kind of fun for me to distill down the descriptions coming from the state. There is a rule that requires us to report what our advisory boards do, which we do and have been doing as long as I've been part of this, but that is in fact statutorily required. And the action of those boards or recommendation of those boards can't be acted on until a subsequent meeting. So I'm learning new stuff too, just because it's never come up. We've already been doing it right, but this has been helpful and kind of interesting for me.
Commission, any questions? Yes, Commissioner, go ahead.
Yeah, just a brief comment. Page 4, that last Q&A item, they talk about the agenda, not, adding items 24 hours before a meeting. I just want to point out one thing in which we're kind of an outlier. We do not act on the agenda at the start of the meeting, and I don't know that we're required to, but I think we're one of the few city, county, or school boards that I know of that do not. It states here, typically, the public body adopts the final agenda upon convening the meeting. At that time, the final agenda is adopted. The governing body may add or delete agenda items and may also change the order of business. Now, they don't recommend you do that, but that's sort of the purpose, is just to say, okay, we're going to either approve it totally as it stands, or we want to move something, and I don't think it would hurt to do that, but just throwing that out there, that I think we're one of the few I know of that do not.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
I've got
Yes, Ben, go ahead.
one thing on that, and this is a question. We were at the county commission meeting where we had the E911. Did that get stated at the beginning, and that was the adoption, and that was the reason that we got bumped off of that? That was just my understanding. That's just.
I wasn't at the beginning of the meeting, so I didn't hear, and I didn't watch the full meeting yet, so I don't know if they moved some things off the agenda and then approved an agenda that inadvertently took our item off. I'm not
Are
exactly
you
sure.
referring to the original meeting?
Yes.
I think they were going to take off one and they took off two. And then by the time they realized that it was too late, they couldn't change it.
And that would be a possibility that we could remove something, and then we can't go back, and then would have to be on the next meeting. That was a situation that we were in December with the E911, the dispatch center. So just for clarification, go ahead.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Well, I just wanted to, my understanding on adding an item is that if you do that, it should be discussion only and no action taken.
Ross?
That would be the only condition under which I could get behind that. Just for the open meetings rules requiring the prior publication, except in the event of emergency, and it also is playing nice with our friends in the press, just making sure that the information is disseminated to the public ahead of time.
Okay, any more discussion on this topic? Okay, we'll entertain a motion then.
Move to approve that we have reviewed the open meetings brochure.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any more commission discussion? Seeing no mics, anyone from the public? Seeing no movement, roll call.
Hanoff,
Aye.
Spencer,
Aye.
Benson,
Aye.
Birch,
Aye.
Brunick,
Aye.
Sarda,
Aye.
Conkling,
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Item number 6, under new business, Douglas Ave Water Main and Street Reconstruction Acceptance. Consideration of memorandum number 26-08, recommending the City Commission accept the completed water main and street reconstruction on Douglas Ave from the 19th Street to 21st Street, approve the change order number 1, and authorize the finance officer to issue a manual check to Fimer Construction in the amount of $58,045.72. Commission, what's your pleasure?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any commission discussion? Seeing no mics pop on. Anyone from the public? Seeing no movement, roll call.
Spencer,
Aye.
Benson,
Aye.
Birch,
Aye.
Brunick,
Aye.
Sarda,
Aye.
Conkling,
Aye.
Hanoff,
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Okay, fun items coming up here. Item number 7 under new business, Music at the Meridian Concert Series. Consideration of memorandum number 26-09, recommending that the City Commission approve the Music at the Meridian Concert Series and grant the city manager the ability to sign all documents, contracts for the events. So this means that warm weather is coming. Amy, do you want to give us a little brief preview of what we have coming?
Sure. This year, the Music at the Meridian promises to be again special. We have a number of entertainment opportunities lined up on Thursday nights. The first one will kick off with a bang, July 4th. It's Thursday, 250th, and we're dialing it up for that event, of course. And then July 9th, 16th, 23rd, and July 30th. So that's actually 5 dates. With some input from the public this year and having made some changes last year, Luke and his team and Todd and his team are going to tweak a little bit to make, we think, some improvements, some Music at the Meridian. Again, there'll be opening act and then a larger main act. And we're excited that this, I believe, is the 10th year we've been doing Music at the Meridian. That doesn't seem possible, but it is. And so we look forward to having our food vendors and having our brewmaster and having a good time down at Riverside Park, if the commission would approve it.
Wonderful. Now that sounds like fun. Okay, commission, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any commission discussion? See no mics come on. Anyone from the public? See no movement, roll call.
Benson,
Aye.
Birch,
Aye.
Brunick,
Aye.
Sarda,
Aye.
Conkling,
Aye.
Hanoff,
Aye.
Spencer,
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Next, item number 8, Kids Summer Program Series. Consideration of memorandum number 26-10, recommending that the City Commission approve the Kids Summer Program Series and allow for the city manager to be granted the ability to sign all documents and contracts for the event. Amy, would you give us another highlight on that one?
Yes, this is in partnership between the library and our Recreation and Special Events Department. So Luke, Todd, Dana, and her staff kind of come together on this to combine recreation and summer reading program. That went really well last year and previous years. And so there'll be a kickoff, of course, and then a closing party and things along the way to enjoy. So that's another event that keeps growing. And we've been pleased with the community partners that we've had and been able to work together with. And their generosity has helped us to grow those events. If you don't have kids and haven't seen what's entailed in those events, you should peak this year because it's really fun and they're really enjoyable. And we've gotten a lot of really good feedback from the community for those events. So if the commission approves that, we're going to have those events again and tie in the 250th and celebrate our country along with our community.
Yes, and thanks to everyone that makes these programs happen. So Commission, what do you think? Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any Commission discussion? Seeing no mics come on. Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Birch.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Okay, next item, number 9, active transportation project acceptance. Consideration of memorandum number 26-11, recommending the City Commission accept the completed 2025 active transportation project along 19th Street, approve the change order number 1, and authorize the finance officer to issue a manual check to Fimer Construction, Inc. in the amount of $49,478. Commission, what's your pleasure?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion? Seeing no mics, anyone from the public? Roll call.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Birch.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Number 10, establish a speed limit. Consideration of memorandum number 26-12, recommending the City Commission approve the resolution number 26-04, establishing a 30-mile-per-hour speed limit zone on Douglas Ave from 31st Street to Wilson Road, and on Wilson Road from Broadway Ave to Douglas Ave. Commission, what's your pleasure?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions on this?
Can we have just the explanation of it?
Yeah, you bet.
'Cause it's a little bit different deal than, in that the speed limit's actually going up.
Right, sounds good. Adam?
Yeah, so this is a little bit of a house cleaning item. This area, 30th, or Douglas Avenue from 31st to Wilson Road was designed as a 3-lane, has a center, 2 lanes with center turn lane, designed for the commercial type of traffic. You have Menards out there, Northwestern's developed out there. You have Frito-Lay has their facility. There's some shop condos that are recently being built behind the Frito-Lay facility. Clark's Rentals expanding their footprint, their offerings, the bank, the new bank that's going up. We just thought it'd be time to adjust the speed limit. It matches what's south of 31st Street on Douglas and make it all consistent.
Thank you. Any more discussion, Commissioner? Any questions?
So the speed limit, if it's not posted, it's 25 miles an hour, but being that we're going to post it, it's going to be posted at 30 miles an hour, is that correct?
Correct. Statutorily, in South Dakota, inside municipal boundaries, any unposted streets, the speed limit's 25 miles per hour.
Thank you.
Okay, good question. Okay, Commissioners, any more questions? Any more discussion? Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor, so if no more discussion, let's take the vote. Oh, actually, anyone from the public? Roll call. Thank you.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Birch.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. And Adam, I'm going to have you come back up here for this one as well. So number 11, traffic study. Consideration of memorandum number 26-13, recommending the City Commission provide direction to staff on how to proceed with traffic analysis on 19th Street, 21st Street, Douglas Ave, and Mulberry Street. Would you please just explain some of that, please?
Yeah, so this is coming back from the August 25th commission meeting. Direction was given at that meeting to analyze the 19th and Douglas intersection and the 21st and Mulberry intersection for possible 4-way stop or all-way stop warrants, and then to look at the 19th and Mulberry intersection for possible adjustments to that intersection as well. The engineering staff did do an analysis on 19th and Douglas and 21st and Mulberry. I got to keep all this straight, sorry. Using the manual on uniform traffic control devices, the criteria that's outlined in there, which is attached to the memo, and it's in the packet. We did not find that warrants for 4-way stops were justified using that criteria. We did look at 19th and Mulberry. At that intersection, I think it was discussed a little bit at the August 25th meeting about making some parking adjustments around that. And staff does agree with that. And we'll be bringing that forward to a future commission meeting soon to get that resolution passed so we can make those no parking adjustments around that intersection. Just clean up visibility there. Yeah, so that's basically what we found with that direction given at that meeting.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Adam before I entertain a motion? Yes, Commissioner, go ahead.
Excellent comments. Looking back at 21st and Mulberry, I agree. I don't think a four-way stop is feasible there. I did speak to several homeowners that live right next to 19th and Douglas, and I brought up four-way stop, and they love it. And I don't think numbers always tell the story. If you go back 4 months and the 25 years ago today in the paper, the blurb was the Yankton City Commission decided they didn't need to have a traffic study to make decisions on public safety. I think a four-way stop at that intersection is prudent, regardless, and I'm not diminishing what you did because you just ran the numbers. But I also think it would help take a little of the bottleneck out of 21st and Douglas, because it can get pretty stacked up there too. I just think with sidewalks on both sides of Douglas and the traffic we're seeing there, that a four-way stop is warranted.
Okay. Any other questions or comments for Adam before I entertain a motion? Okay, Commissioner. Yes, Commissioner, go ahead.
There's a motion for what, right? We're just discussing it right now, so what are you looking for, I guess? It's a discussion, right? So. My understanding is staff is looking for direction and, and anything we want to undertake from that point, whether it's a traffic study or not, that's what is being looked at currently.
I think the way it's written, it's a little misleading because they've already determined what they want to determine. I don't think they're looking for direction.
Okay, so then I guess, please explain exactly then what you are looking for.
Yeah, what we understood from the August 25th meeting is that we were to do a couple of things, and correct me if we misunderstood your direction, and that was to investigate specifically those two intersections, discuss with the Yankton School District, and discuss with the Yankton Police Department. We also looked a little bit further into the general area as a whole, and Adam and his staff came up with the change that they're going to bring forward to you at a future meeting based on their recommendation. Anything further would require, an action by the city commission. So we are looking for your direction because we don't know what it is that the specific issue or problem is that you would like to solve. So it sounds like one is looking for a motion for a four-way stop, but for the rest of the commission, what's the direction you would like to take? If there's something we want to specifically bring back to the commission, or if you have a motion tonight to make.
Okay, Commission. Yes, Commissioner, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to echo what Commissioner Conkling said. I have also heard from residents in that neighborhood that like the idea of the four-way stop at 19th and Douglas, so I would support that.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
So, I look at what's been provided, and thank you for providing that. It's pretty clear on what you should do, required do. That's why these things are put together for the roads and stop signs and all that. So if we don't follow that, we could add one to the next one. We could add one to the next one, right? So there's got to be some guideline for doing it. And it looks like there is a guideline. And if we're following that, I don't know why we would go and add four-way stops, right? All over, because there's going to be another one where someone's going to recommend one there, one here, one there, and it could be nonstop, right? So here you have a reason or a guideline what to do.
Commissioner, go ahead.
It's a study. I mean, numbers change. I think the reality is, we're to look at the whole issue and make a decision on what we think is best, not just look at the numbers. Numbers say it doesn't need it. Okay. We can take each stop sign one at a time and analyze it. I'm a little disappointed because I don't remember ever approving the study. I know there was talk about a study being done, and it seems like I was reading this, okay, we're going to finally move ahead with this. Now you're telling me it's all done. And I don't like feeling surprised like
No,
that.
that's not correct. We did not do a traffic study. In the memo, there is a, reference to I guess a quote or an estimate on what a traffic study for the area would be. What our engineering staff did is looked at those specific intersections, and based on the traffic code, took a look at those just those two intersections. That's not a full picture of the entire, neighborhood and the entire flow, but we maybe understood the direction of the commission wrong at the August 25th meeting. We understood that we were supposed to look at those two intersections, so I apologize if we misinterpreted your direction.
The one thing I would say is that also, as I think you have to look, if we're just looking at the intersection, I think we have to look at the bigger picture, that entire area as well, because I have had people contact me and say, what is going on? I'm stuck in traffic in front of the middle school, 21st Street's congested. And so I do think that I've been contacted about it. And so if we're just discussing it, or you're looking for direction, I think we have to have potentially a larger discussion with that. But Adam, do you have something?
Yeah, so just, I think, for clarification, included in the memo, so staff did their internal analysis, the City of Yankton Engineering Department. I've also reached out to KLJ Engineering for a proposal on what a traffic study would cost of the 4 streets around Memorial Park. That's included in the memo, $45,595. That would be a direction that could be given. That's what we're asking for direction on.
Okay, and so if we spent that money, I guess the question I would have is, what would be different? How would that study be different than what you've put together?
Well, number one, they would be analyzing the entire streets around the park, Douglas, Mulberry, 19th, 21st. They have a lot more tools in their toolbox than we do. They can pull big data. I mean, they can pull cell phone record data, tracking records, a lot more probably software capabilities associated with traffic patterns and whatnot. So they just have more tools. They're experts in that area.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Commissioner?
I just wanted to point out an interesting line that I saw in this memo 2513. It says the 19th Street and Douglas Avenue intersection does have crash history. However, reviewing police reports, many are driver error, which should not be considered in the evaluation. Well, I think driver error sometimes is exacerbated by the intersection. In this case, it's a very busy one with the crash history. So again, I would support that always stop at that intersection.
Okay.
I might be getting a little confused. Are we talking about 19th or 21st? 21st does not have a four-way stop.
Right.
19th does, correct?
19th and Douglas does not have a four-way stop.
Okay. all right.
21st and Douglas.
We initially talked about 21st and Mulberry, but I don't think that would flow with the traffic that's there. I don't think that really fits. But I'd like to hear from more of the homeowners around there too.
One of the things I would add to this discussion too, or think about, so again, so the public knows that if you haven't read this memo, the study, the proposed or potential study by KLJ would be $45,595, okay? And it sounds like that'll give you maybe a bigger picture. Now, with that being said, I want to throw this out there. If you've done a study that follows all guidelines and we change something and something happens, and this is a question for Ross then, if we're not following true practice or guidelines and we deviate from those guidelines, are we somehow exposed, so to speak?
I don't know the answer to that question off the top of my head without doing a little bit of research. I think if you put more traffic control devices in, I don't think you're likely to create liability, but you are very possibly going to create unintended traffic congestion. I always like to liken traffic to a living organism, and when you put a sign in one place or cause traffic to do something that wasn't previously done in a spot, there is going to be consequences to the system, and stuff won't flow. And that's why there's this rule book that the engineers adhere to. But in direct answer to your question, I'm not really sure, Mike. I'd have to do some research.
Okay. So commissioners, any more comments or direction? So I'm hearing that we want a four-way stop, but again, my question would be to Adam, this study, would it be wise to do a study like this if we've had some issues? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but also I feel like, again, I don't want to just throw things at the wall and hope that they work.
It depends on what issues you're looking at, I guess.
Sure.
Would be my response, because I've analyzed, like, take 21st and Mulberry. I've watched that intersection a lot. Yes, it's busy in the mornings and in the afternoons when school dismisses. It's busy. It's literally probably 10 minutes of busy. The other morning last week, the intersection was flowing pretty well. I mean, through the busy period. Yes, there was a period where you had to wait your turn, to make it up to the intersection, but it flowed. And, it's kind of one of those situations where you have a 15-mile-per-hour school zone on 21st Street, so traffic's slowing down there. You have a lot of traffic, so that naturally slows things down there too. You have things taking place outside of the intersection, whether it's parents dropping off children, waiting for children, trying to park, trying to get out of a parking spot. It all contributes to the slowness, I guess, if that's what the issue is. And maybe that's a good thing in a school area or a park area. I mean, you kind of got to analyze it from all aspects, whether you're driving through it or whether you're walking through it or sitting and watching it. You got to analyze it from all sides. I don't believe adding stop signs at that intersection, as we kind of discussed here, would help the situation. And like Ross said, you can create other problems other places by adding those things.
So, and when I'm coming in here and reading through this agenda item, I guess I kind of felt like we were coming in to give direction whether or not we were going to be doing a study. That's kind of how I read that myself, and maybe I misread that. But that's what I thought we were doing. So I guess I would ask the commission, are we looking at entertaining this KLJ study or not?
Well, I don't think it's a wise use of taxpayer money. I think we're able to make decisions. I understand they've got more tools, but I drive that corner all the time. If you're driving north and south, you're going fast. If you're going east and west trying to cross, you're shooting a gap. That means you're not always looking where you're going. I think it's prudent for the kids, the people that are walking, the pedestrians. There's a four-way stop, so everybody stops, everybody sees what's going on. That's just my thought.
Okay, and that's fair, but that's also why I'm asking, because we need to give direction and we're not moving forward right now.
And we watch these intersections. It's not like this just came up in August and this is the first time we're looking at intersections. It's all the city staff, the street department pay attention to those things all over the community. Even the garbage guys provide feedback on, hey, this looks like it's a problem here. So police department, the school, around the school areas, we all work, together to stay in touch and make make sure we have the best transportation system we can that's good for everyone to use, so.
Yep. We appreciate that communication. So I'm not seeing anybody or hearing that it sounds like we want to do a traffic study for $45,000. Okay, fair. So we'll move away from that. Now, Commissioner, what is our direction going to be for our staff? Because all I've heard so far is a stop sign. But Commissioner, go ahead.
Now, I'm going to take this in a different direction. I apologize to move away from the 19th and Douglas conversation, but I did want to bring up, because this is the time to bring it up. We're talking about these multiple intersections. I was able to talk with Dr. Olson today and Dr. Kendall today, and one of the things that came out of that conversation, and that I think is a valuable thing to think about as we move forward into the future. We put in the flashing light on the corner of 21st and Mulberry on the park side of the street, so the west side of that intersection, what would be the southwest corner and the northwest corner. The one thing that I got from Dr. Olson was, if she could have, something, a say in a wish list would be to have one on the east side, on the school side of that, so kids aren't, it's wonderful to have. I mean, I'm a big proponent of these, a button to be able to push, get a flashing light, to get people's attention to be able to cross in a crosswalk. Because it's state law that if you're in the crosswalk, people are supposed to stop for you, but we all know that doesn't always happen. But with the flashing light, that does give a little bit more warning. On the east side, then the kids that are being released from middle school that are heading north would be able to utilize a flashing light and not have to cross to the park side, not have to cross. Maybe another flashing light there, and then of course, it'd be wonderful to have one at 19th and Mulberry also. Those are just things for in the future. I think both of them would be warranted, just to be able to get kids safely across those intersections. Both of those are can be busy intersections, especially the 21st and Mulberry, because we are not looking to do a four-way stop there. It's a two-way stop, so that traffic crossing on 21st, that seems to me like a good place to put in. I know that there's a flashing light on the park side, and I completely agree. There's lots of pedestrian traffic. There's lots of use for that. But on the school side, I think that would be beneficial also. I just wanted to get that
Just
point.
a little background on the placement of that flasher. When that was installed, there was no sidewalk on the east side of Mulberry going north from 21st, but we've recently added that in the active transportation, which that east side gets used a lot now that it's in. It's surprising that how much it gets used. So
I absolutely agree, and would like to give again, supporting our transportation, our active transportation. It's a wonderful things that we're doing in the community for sidewalks, for being able to have people be able to move about the community safely, and just be able to use access. I think I have nothing but good things to say about our active transportation plans.
But Commissioner, that brings up a really good point. So as we are doing these wonderful things and adding access for people to move about freely, sometimes, like in this instance, where there's no sidewalk, there is now, instead of the children having to cross from the east side of the school side on Mulberry, then they have to cross west at 21st Street and cross that traffic to be able to hit the button where there was always sidewalk. And so as these things pop up and we identify them, is it something where, and that's a really good point, do we then have to
make adjustments.
make an adjustment?
Yep.
Yeah.
I also had a conversation with Dr. Olson on Friday, and she was most appreciative for the relationship between city staff and the city commission and the school district. They were really appreciative of the sidewalks now going all the way around the middle school property. She mentioned that parents are adapting. It's busy, as Adam pointed out, for 10 or 15 minutes at the crunch time, We'd all like to have our parking spot right by the door too, but, sometimes people have that one already by the time you get there. But, so those things are happening. She did mention that some parents that are in a hurry are dropping children off in the parking lot along 19th Street on the park and drop them off there, and then they can walk across. So there's four-way stop at Mulberry is a good thing and working well. But she says she's out there a lot, as well as the school resource officers, plus other staff watching traffic, whatever. And they think things in general are as good as you can expect, with the exception of the 10 to 15 minutes a day, where twice a day at crunch time.
Adam, I have a simple question. Do you have a traffic count at 19th and Douglas and one at 19th and Mulberry?
Not in front of me.
I mean, yeah, I didn't necessarily deny it, but do you have records of that?
So in the afternoon, what I would call peak, like when school's dismissing, I believe the traffic for the north-south, so on Douglas, at 19th and Douglas was around, I believe it was just shy of 500 vehicles. And then the east-west was 170-ish. So there's quite a bit of difference north, south, east, west. And that's one thing with all-way stops, you kind of like to see that traffic a little more even in both directions. Because what happens if all the traffic is in one direction and there's not much in the other, and you're stopping all directions, people have a tendency to not want to obey the heavier traffic stop situation, if that makes sense. That's one thing that they advise with all-way stops, is kind of that evenness of traffic in both directions.
Do you think it's about the same at 19th and Mulberry?
I would say
Yeah.
it's a lot less at 19th and Mulberry. That
Have a
probably is a little more equal in north-south versus east-west, just because Douglas is more of a minor
Right.
arterial.
But we do have a four-way stop at 19th and Mulberry.
Yes.
And how do you think that would compare to 23rd and Douglas?
23rd and Douglas.
Maybe
It's
just
a four-way
outside.
stop, yes.
Four-way stop again, I just wonder what that traffic looked like. If we're questioning the four-way stop at 19th and Douglas, I guess I would just look at those two as comparison. Is it in line with those other streets? Then maybe that would warrant a four-way stop. If not, leave it
I'm
like it is.
guessing you're going to have higher traffic counts on 23rd at Douglas, higher than 19th. That's just my guess, not looking at the information. I don't know if Dwayne's pulling. Do you have those numbers, Dwayne? So it looks like this is 21st in Douglas, around 3,800 vehicles a day, east-west, 5,800 north-south on Douglas, 6,300 on Douglas, and then you have 865 on 19th, average daily traffic. Oop, you got to go up a little bit, Dwayne, you're on Capitol. 1650, 1175, 1650, 900. So that intersection's a little more even as far as if you go by average daily traffic. 3,800 at 21st in Mulberry, 2,100, 1175. 3,800. 6,000-ish on 21st at Douglas, or on Douglas at 21st. Can you go up to 23rd, Dwayne? So there you have roughly 1,800 on 23rd, 5,800 on Douglas, 5,800 Douglas. They don't have a count on that side of 23rd. These are the DOT's traffic counts from the past. That's looking at average daily traffic.
So I guess my observation on that, Adam, would be that the traffic east-west on 23rd is actually not even close to even with the north-south there, which is what you would say would be ideal.
Ideal, yes. And you have to take these numbers that Dwayne's showing with a little bit of a grain of salt, because they could range in a difference of 10 years. They weren't all taken, they're not all from the same year.
You know,
There's
Adam, I
also-
wonder,
Also things like construction projects that could have impacted those as well too, but.
you know, Adam, I'm wondering if you had a four-way at 19th and Douglas, if people would start taking that route and getting off of 21st Street. I mean, they go to 21st Street because they know they have a four-way stop at Douglas, but they don't have that opportunity at 19th, so they don't take it. I mean, that traffic on 21st, even tonight on 23rd, I could not believe there was like 8 cars backed up going eastbound on 23rd Street at 5 o'clock. I go home that way. It's kind of odd, but you know, sometimes if you add, I'm not an engineer, but if you add a four-way somewhere else, will it reduce traffic somewhere else, and you know, people will change their patterns?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it could change a lot of things. You know, you make one adjustment here, and it could have impacts, good or bad, at every intersection around it. You know, that's.
So, Adam, would you do me a favor? Amy pointed out something here that I also didn't bring up, that you're going to be preparing a memo and resolution for a future commission agenda to establish appropriate parking restrictions at the intersection. So there are more things to be coming.
Yes, at 19th and Mulberry.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, commissioners, so what direction are we then going to be giving?
I think it might be all right, just the fact that we're having the conversation right now, and let the public know that we're having the conversation. And if we get public input on the intersection at 19th and Douglas, we get a lot of folks that are saying, yeah, I think this is a good way to go. Or we get a lot of people that say, no, I don't think that this is a good way to go. I think we could hold for right now, and look for public input on this. I don't think everybody knows that we're looking to do this, but I think after this conversation tonight, people will know, and then they can reach out to us, and we can possibly revisit this. If it's something that the community wants, you know, I think that's something that we could possibly do, but I think Adam has a lot of good points.
Absolutely.
Also, and I just think put it out to the public and see what public has to say about it now that they know that we're actually having the conversation.
Right, good point, Commissioner. And I think too, everything comes at a cost, right? So if we try to fix the flashing button on the east side of the school side, we need to know what that is going to cost.
And I'd like to keep in mind too, this is during the winter months we're looking at these things. I mean, I think it's worthwhile for our engineering staff to be watching this as we go into the summer months. We have new sidewalk along Douglas on the west side. I mean, we need to see how that's utilized and what happens there with pedestrian traffic. You know, and maybe there's more adjustments that have to be made. I mean, so.
Sure, okay. And so at this point, then I think what we should probably do then is just continue to allow you to watch that. Again, not discounting anybody's ideas. Oh, yes, Commissioner, go ahead.
I want to say I agree with Ben. I think he's got a good idea. I think that's the key to me, is the people that live around there, that drive that all the time, have a better feel of what it's actually like using it. So I would like to see if we could get public input and go from there.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so then what we'll do is we're going to take no action then on this item. We discussed it, and we will revisit it again in the future, and we'll get some more input from the public. We'll have you guys, the staff, watch the intersections and again weigh our options. And if it's okay, Amy, with you to have the staff maybe look at some cost of options, whether it be putting the flasher on the east side of the street now that we have sidewalk. Is that something that you could?
Yes, and we'll also bring back the parking recommendation that's in the memo and see what you think of that as well with a map, so you guys can take a look at that.
That would be great. That sound good, Adam?
Yes, it does. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Great, robust discussion, and that's a really good point, Commissioner. Let the public know that we're talking about it. We hear you, and we're we're definitely going to take a really good look at it. Okay, Commissioners, then we'll go ahead and move on then with no action. So item number 12, the special events alcoholic beverage license. Consideration of memorandum number 26-14, recommending the City Commission approve the application for special on-sale liquor license for one day, January 24th, 2026, from Riverfront Brewery, 101 East 3rd Street, Yankton, South Dakota. The event will take place at the NFAA Archery Center, 800 Archery Lane, Yankton, South Dakota. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any more commission discussion? Seeing no mics, anyone from the public? Roll call.
Conkling,
Aye.
Hanoff,
Aye.
Spencer,
Aye.
Benson,
Aye.
Birch,
Aye.
Brunick,
Aye.
Sarda,
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Item number 13, special events alcoholic beverage license. Consideration of memorandum number 26-15, recommending the City Commission approve the application for a special on-sale liquor license for one day, February 7th, 2026, from the Yankton Elks Lodge, number 994, 504 West 27th Street, Yankton, South Dakota. The event will take place at the NFAA Archery Center, 800 Archery Lane, Yankton, South Dakota. Commissioner, what's your pleasure?
So
Move to
moved.
approve the license.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion? Seeing no mics, anyone from the public? Seeing no movement, roll call.
Hanoff,
Aye.
Spencer,
Aye.
Benson,
Aye.
Birch,
Aye.
Brunick,
Aye.
Sarda,
Aye.
Conkling,
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. And last but not least, item number 14 on our list, kennel license for 2026 licensing period. Consideration of memorandum number 26-16, recommending the City Commission approve the kennel license application for Fish and Stuff for the 2026 annual licensing period. Ross, before I entertain a motion, would you mind just giving us a quick update or on
Sure,
this?
sure thing. If you guys will recall, this individual has had some compliance issues with our ordinance, and she entered into an agreement with the city that if there were more than 3 failed inspections in a one-year period, that she would not be eligible for renewal of the license. She was found twice now since August to be non-compliant, and then was shut down, brought the property into compliance, and then subsequently passed an inspection. The property is currently in compliance with the ordinance. However, if there is another failed inspection before roughly mid-August, that would be sort of 3 strikes, and she would not be eligible again for renewal. But at this time, she does meet the current criteria for the issuance of the license.
Thank you, Ross. And again, this will be a motion to approve.
Can I ask for a clarification? Just to clarify, kennel, this is sales of animals too, and housing them, or just housing?
Correct, yeah. The operation of the pet store constitutes by our ordinance, it falls under the definition of a kennel, correct.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion. Or did you have something, Commissioner?
Yeah, I just had the point that, so we've had 2 failed inspections, and it's been shut down twice, and then it's passed inspection after a period of time.
Correct.
Those other 2, we gave the city manager the jurisdiction to approve those, and now we're on the 3rd one, so that's why it's coming before the commission.
Yes.
So that we're the ones that are approving this 3rd.
That's correct. The idea was kind of twofold. One, to kind of raise the gravitas for the applicant to understand that it's been sort of elevated to the next level. And so you are all aware, if this comes around again next time, what the situation is, that if it happens before August again, it's a revocation.
And so all the public knows also that this has been an ongoing situation. We've been trying to work with this business owner. We're trying to do our best, but we're also we also have public health and those types of things that we have to protect also. And we just want the community to know the situation. We're not just, this isn't the first time. This is, and that's one of the reasons why we're bringing it before the commission. This is the third time. We want this business to be a success. We want them to be able to continue doing business, but we also have to be concerned with public health and the health of the animals and that are at the business.
Perfectly stated.
Well said, Commissioner Brunick. Commissioner Conklin, go ahead.
Just to clarify, excuse me, so the original agreement, are we kind of somewhat obligated by the agreement since she passed this one? That was part of the deal? Is that kind of how it is?
It was a compromise with her that we would not require her to completely remove all of the animals from the location, get the property compliant, and then bring them all back in. She was prohibited from selling the animals in the meantime. So this is really a recurring case of she has the ability to keep it up to code. She just either lacks the drive or the wherewithal to keep it there. It's really quite frustrating to the staff in the police department.
But if she fails another inspection, it's over. Is that correct?
Before roughly the middle of August.
Okay.
Okay, any more discussion, Commission? Okay, we'll entertain a motion then to approve this license.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion, Commission? Seeing no mics come on, anyone from the public? Seeing no movement, roll call.
Spencer,
Aye.
Benson,
Aye.
Birch,
Aye.
Brunick,
Aye.
Sarda,
Aye.
Conkling,
Aye.
Hanoff,
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Okay, next, that's it for business. Next we'll enter into future business. So this is a time for any commissioners to bring anything up that they would like to see on the future agenda at this time.
I'm just curious how the two water main breaks turned out.
They were repaired, so thanks to Fimer and their help, were repaired. Kyle Goodmanson has indicated that the very warm, unseasonable January weather we're having, we hope we don't have any more experiences like that, but it looks like this week we're going to have some more unseasonably warm weather, and so the freeze and thaw is tough on those types of things. So we appreciate folks' patience and our guys that are on call for, addressing things that they can, but those jobs are really too big for our crew to handle, especially on the weekend, and I think they were both on a Saturday or Saturday and Sunday.
I think it's good to give them, I know they're doing it for money, but they're at our beck and call pretty much.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're there for us.
Absolutely. They're great. They've been good to the city for many years.
Great point. Commissioners, anything else? Yes, Commissioner, go ahead.
I would like the city manager, if possible, at an upcoming meeting to provide us some statistics on enforcement of the dynamic braking ordinance we have that prohibits that. There's signs, that this is an action, I think, taken by the commission about 20 years ago. And one of those commissioners and another individual have complained that they hear it all the time. They wonder how much enforcement is going on. I did see in the December report, we did cite somebody for that. I'm just curious how frequently that happens.
Yeah, I'll visit with the chief and get some numbers. I know it's a difficult one to enforce because it has to be, heard and, it's hard to catch them in the act, so to speak. Thank you. But yes, I'll get some information to commissioners and to the public so that you guys can digest that.
Okay. Commissioners, anything else? Okay, so mics move or come on. Next, there's no executive session, so I will take a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Okay, got a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Meeting is adjourned.